All right, welcome back to Storytime with Colin, and today we have Herbert or Herbs, whichever, right?
It works. Same thing.
So, I've known him for about 4 years now, a little over 4 years, I think. But, like with a lot of the guests on Storytime, I don't really know them. Like, I know them, but on a personal level, we don't know too much about each other.
It's all relative to cars.
Yeah, it's all relative to cars. It's all very face value. And so, why don't you introduce yourself to me?
So, I'm formerly known as Herbert around here. And born and raised in Seattle, from the South End primarily, Rainier Valley, where all the fun stuff happens.
Same area that I'm from.
You know what's going on. And,
yeah.
In all honesty, this is all relative to our community and supporting Colin. I'm pretty flattered you invited me out here.
I mean, it's about everyone who's influenced me through this whole journey or whatever anyone wants to call it. This journey called life.
I'm here to support him. This isn't about me.
Thank you, Herbert.
Yeah.
And another fun fact, apparently we went to the same high school, but I didn't know that until today.
No.
But yeah, I guess we'll start off with some questions. I mean, do you feel like you're done with your introduction?
Yeah, man, there's not really much to say about me. I'm a pretty laid back, boring dude.
That's what everyone says about themselves.
I'm very boring, dude. I'm surprised I'm even out right now.
But how did you get started with cars?
Oh man, this all started, I want to say 2000. No, actually, from the very beginning.
Yeah, from the very beginning. Yeah.
Man, I had an uncle. He went to school. He came to visit, and he left something for me. And what he left was a magazine subscription. And I just kept getting new magazines every month, and I loved that. I was just flipping through pages. Always a new car to look at, and I forgot what year this was. Maybe 2003, 2004. And yeah, it was a long time ago.
Do you remember what magazine it was?
I think it was Motor Trend. And then after that subscription ended, I started getting DuPont Registry. So that's when I started seeing all the exotic cars.
The ball and shit.
Apparently, yeah. Those cars blew my mind. And I was always fascinated reading the technical specifications out of them. And then dude, the one car I always looked for that always blew me away was an SV Diablo. Flip headlights, flip up doors, and then they got the facelift, and then I didn't really care too much about that. But that car is still in my head. It's embedded to me. That's one of the iconic cars for me.
Did they make the SV in the flip light configuration? I thought the SV was only the...
No, I think they did, because they had what stood out to me was the wing, and then the two roof scoops right on top, and that was that was the one. That's the one that did it for me. And then as time went by, I dropped the magazine. I was just looking for other modes of transportation, so I skateboarded, rode bicycles, up and down MLK. And this is about the time when the light rail didn't even start yet, so it was completely dead. Nobody really drove on there, and Hondas, man, kept flying back and forth, and I was like, damn.
The tracks.
Yes, that was the proving grounds. I was like, man, one day.
Yeah, MLK is where it was called the tracks.
Yeah.
I don't know if it still is. It's
not
anymore.
Hell no. Far from it now. It's gentrified as fuck.
So anyway, going off on a tangent here. So where we're from, the South Sound or, Franklin area, Rainier Valley area, you can kind of consider that the hood.
It's not anymore. But
not anymore. It used to be.
We
used to, for me, I think I've said this multiple times, I could go out for lunch and then come back and there's a shooting outside the school.
It was rough.
And it was that was stuff that we were used to.
I wouldn't ride the bus in a certain direction on a certain time.
Yep.
So once it's dark, I would not take the bus that would cross through the central district. Not too deep into Rainier Beach or Skyway. I cut myself off. I'm like,
oh yeah, those areas have gotten a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's dude, people were walking their dogs 11:30 at night, and I'm like, dude, only if you knew. Back in the day, what it was like.
You get jumped real quick.
I think it's more than that nowadays.
Nowadays, it's changed. Yeah. But anyways, going back on topic.
But yeah, back to the interest of cars. Yeah, I just
seeing those
cars, racing, flying by. Like I want to do that one day. That time, I think it was still 2007, 2008. I didn't even have a permit yet. About 2009, I finally got my permit, and I befriended some of those guys that are notoriously for racing on MLK, and we had our ups and downs, and time moved by, we grew apart, we all went our separate ways. I don't even know where half of them are nowadays. Some are still around, some of them still live in the hood. They're doing pretty well. Some of the other ones, though, I don't know. I wish the best of luck to you guys. Thank you for the good memories. And yeah, and then finally got my car. Which was it? My first car was a '94 Corolla, which I still have to this day. Oh, still in the family for some reason. Moved on. Had a couple Civics, a couple Integras. The last Integra I had, it was a JDM front end. 98, I think. So it was converted. It had LSV Tech in there. I was super stoked. The only problem was it had a shoddy paint job. So I told myself, all right, I give myself a month. Did all the body work in my garage in a month. That month came up, I celebrated with a 40. I pounded a 40, wrecked that thing. After that, I was on a hiatus. So from about 2009 upwards of, late 2009, 2012, that time I just focused on myself. Like I moved out of my mom's house, got my own place. Priorities have totally shifted. Finances definitely shifted. I had rent to pay. I had my own things to pay for now. Moved out with my girlfriend at the time, and we got our own place. And I just started slowly accumulating money. Like I just didn't have time to play or anything. So in the end, I went car shopping. And car shopping led to this car. It is a 2009 GTI. People confuse it all the time for an R32. I don't know what it is.
I think it's just because in this generation, it's just they didn't differ too much in looks, and especially with the mods that you have.
Yeah, it's more or less. This one's actually pretty special. The body kit, it's called a Thunder Body body kit. It's exclusive for 2009. They came out on these hatchbacks, the sedans. The sedans were actually TDI Cup cars, so they were actually turbo diesel, and they had a different front bumper, rear bumper, and side skirts, and it's positive, negative feedback with it. They're not the best looking kits, but I like it. It took me a while to find it. It was the only way to be different and differentiate myself from another Volkswagen.
But to everyone else, it's still
it's
still an R32
or just a Volkswagen.
Yeah,
they don't really pay the small details. But how I ended up with it was like back to car shopping. My girlfriend really wanted a STI. I think the Blaubai was that 2004.
Yeah, 2004 is Blaubai. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I finally was able to afford one, and I drove it, and they were not what I
expected it.
No, not at all. Evo, same thing. I was like, I just don't understand. Like, I thought these cars were like cool. Like being from Civics, like, man, you want an STI, you want to upgrade and move on. That didn't happen. Like, I didn't end up with that. And this was about the time when, 2012, 2013, the BRZ FRS came out.
Yes.
I tested one of those. I did not like it either. And I don't know why I kept turning back to Japanese cars. Like, test drove a bunch of other cars. Almost bought a Mini. Thank God I fucking didn't.
You should have bought an S2000.
I test drove one of those too.
Oh, don't. That just shut your mouth now.
I enjoy it way more now than I did 6 years ago. Or more. Is it 6 years? Yeah, we're going on 6 years. But yeah, it's like this car was probably the most practical because it was the newest car I could afford with the lowest miles, and the potential was there. Like, the potential blew my mind away. I was while I was car shopping, I still had the Corolla. I took the Corolla to get repaired, something going on, and at the shop was an orange one. The shop owner took me for a ride to grab coffee and a sandwich or whatever, and I was blown away. That thing was fast. I don't know what was done to it. I had zero idea what Volkswagens were capable of at the time. I just thought they were like stinky, kind of crayon-smelling cars. They still kind of are, but yeah. Aside from that, that customer of his showed up while I was there, and we chatted a little bit. And that's when I knew I had to get a GTI for some reason. It was just the quality for what I can afford. And it just seemed like the best bang for my buck. Fast forward 6 months from that day, I spent about 6 months looking for one because I knew when I wanted one, I had to get like the one I wanted. I wouldn't settle for anything. If I want to drop the money, I'm gonna get what I want.
And what was it that you wanted though?
This one, in black, with the body kit. Specifically 2009.
Oh, so it came with the body kit?
Yes, it's a factory body kit.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's from the dealer and everything. It's like a expensive option. Most people didn't opt for it, I think.
Yeah, because a lot of people were looking for it aftermarket.
Yes.
Because they had the year, but they couldn't find the body kit anymore, obviously.
Yeah, and the thing with me is I wanted to be different, like different from everybody else, different from any other GTI. Like, you know, you can buy a lip. Yeah. The next guy is gonna buy the same one as you. And what's gonna be, you know, oh, you guys are matching? Cool, high five. But then like having a specific body kit that differs from somebody else when you park next to them, it's a little, you have your own identity, per se. And that's where it's at. And throughout the years, it snowballed. It snowballed big time.
Oh yeah.
When I first got the car, you know, the European community scene, you know, bags, dished wheels, down to the floor, stance. I was all for it. I tried it. It was cool, but then it kind of went back to like I kind of forgot about the performance side of it. Like, why did I get it in the first place? And you know, you can't really drive fast that slow, like that low. You know, destroy some stuff. I've done it plenty of times. My undercarriage doesn't look good under there. So we had to fix a couple things, replace a couple panels, and then right around, was it? We're looking back. Stance that died off. Maybe 2015 is when I started to rearrange my priorities. I had some extra income, and I met a couple guys, and they had some of the fastest Volkswagens or GTIs per se, shall I say, that I've seen, like witnessed, and like they had all the parts that I wanted. And then one day I was like, man, I got to work and just get it. Now I do, and over time it's like it snowballed. Big brake kits, brake conversions in the rear from the R32, upgraded turbo, all the bolt-ons, everything, custom exhaust. Matter of fact, that orange cage in there was from that original orange car that gave me a ride.
Oh wow.
That's why it's orange and never changed the color, because
it has meaning to it.
It has a sentimental meaning to it, and that guy, I still hang out with him till this day.
It's funny how, because of car parts, you know, that we maintain these relationships. It's not because of the cars anymore so much.
Oh, for sure. I've had Thanksgiving at his house for the past 3 years. And
it's so funny.
I can't say that like with, you know, I can't say that with much. It's something that has sentimental value and influence. Of course, that's where it's going to draw you back to. That foundation, that's where it grows from.
Yeah, and you know, like, I don't know, it's really funny because I remember when I met you, obviously now, you know, you'll see the NNG sticker on his windshield.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Multiple people that have been on here are part of NNG, like Don, you know, Mikey, who else did I have? I've gone through so many people that I can't, like.
Jeremiah?
Yeah, Omal.
Thomas?
Yeah, Tomas.
Cooper.
Oh yeah, Cooper too.
Cooper has one too, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so basically it's like NNG is 99.5 Hondas. And that 0.5 that's not a Honda is this.
Yes. It holds its own weight.
Yeah, it's you know, that's kind of what the Northwest car community, like, I guess we'll move on to this topic where it's like, I think that we're a very big community, like in terms of, I guess I'm going to be calling people out kind of in a way, like
go for it.
The people who, you know, like,
just do it.
Like that group of us that go to WeekFest, that we go not for awards, not for anything. We're just there to hang out with this big community of people that
How
are our
often
friends.
can you get 30 friends together in one sitting for one day?
No, but that's only NNG, right?
That's it.
I'm talking about all the other people that
was the main focus, was like, hey man, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it together.
Yeah.
And after, we're gonna probably get hammered after.
Usually do get hammered during Week Fest.
I'm not gonna admit that. But.
And that's what. No,
right, it's true.
Everyone's drinking.
This is true. Yes.
If you go to a car show that's like goes on basically like it's longer than your average work day.
You're bored, man. What else
You're bored. So you do is you drink at car shows until it's over. You sober up by the car show, and then you go home, drop the car off, and then go get hammered.
No, man, we make it interesting, dude. Shoot dice.
Oh yeah, I remember playing craps.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back onto that topic, it's like, we have a very large community, outside of NNG. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that we're friends with that have different cars and stuff, but we're not so much about the car. Obviously, we talk about the car here and there, but we're there just to see each other and kick it. And
awesome.
We're not there to be like, hey, I got a bigger turbo than you. My car's doper than yours.
No.
Obviously, there are going to be those few people, but, outside of those people, or, outside of the group, or this community, like we're a large group, but we're very tight knit. That's what I'm trying to say. I talked with John about that topic. Like, obviously, we're all into different genres of cars.
Of course, and it's funny. Speaking of John, I met John through this car as well. Like, I just reached out to him one day. I'm like, hey man, like, can I get a sticker? And then, ever since that day, I think it's probably the first year I owned it. So just 5-6 years ago, I reached out to him for a sticker, and he gave me a sticker. And I'm like,
wait, what sticker?
It's one of his Euro aficionado stickers.
Oh, I didn't know that was that his thing?
I think that was like his old Tumblr handle or something.
Oh yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Oh dude, Tumblr, dude.
Yes.
Those days, dude.
It's awesome. Like it was the Instagram without the comments.
I feel like Tumblr had more value behind it than Instagram does, obviously. And I feel like Tumblr was like that platform where it's okay to be depressed and moody. But that was like kind of like...
I avoided that stuff.
Huh?
I avoided that stuff.
No, there are some people that were...
But I get you're saying I do stumble on it. And
yeah.
It does snowball. Like you click one handle to another and then it'll like...
Yep.
The personalities change per page.
That is definitely true. But man, we're going back on a lot of things to where it's like... At a certain point in time, what was it, like 2011, 2012-ish, that was a time where Tumblr was kind of like... It was a really good platform for photographers to share their work. And that was somewhere, Tumblr was actually one of the platforms that I haven't really mentioned. I think that was where I kind of got my start, actually.
Some of the best stuff I found has been on Tumblr, like from the early European DTM days, all the way to the Japanese classic cars. I forgot what they did. Like it was like early
people dug up all the old shit.
It's really vintage.
Yeah, but what I mean is like my photography work started getting more known and known was really through my Tumblr.
No shit, really?
At that time, yeah. Because I would share that a lot, and obviously you would see reposts that had thousands and thousands of reposts because that's what you did, right?
Exactly.
It would repost and it did whoever reposted and left a comment, and then X amount of reposts, X amount of likes. And I remember at one point it just started getting to where it was like I would get thousands and thousands of reposts and even tens of thousands of reposts.
Did you leave a watermark on your photos?
I did.
That's how you
and
trace
then
the watermarks back and it goes on.
Yep.
And then eventually, as it gets reposted, time goes by and you see your photos evolve. And like, it's in a good way.
Oh, dude, I look back at this shit, I'm like, oh my god, those are utterly fucking disgusting. Like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
But everyone starts from somewhere, right?
How long ago was that?
I think I started back in 2011 was when I started taking photos. So it's getting close to 10 years now.
God, 10 years? Doesn't feel that long.
It doesn't, dude. We've known each other for, what, 4?
Half of that?
Coming on 5 years now. And it's the blink of an eye. Life goes on and we're still hanging out, when we get the chance to.
Back to life. I mean, with NNG and all that, like everybody lives their own personal life. But there's only select days of the year where we're allowed to get together. We still hang out. Some of us do hang out on a regular basis. Yeah, like
head over to Mikey's and just chill at Mikey's and do.
Sure, yeah, but like the extent of it, reaching out to Tacoma, Olympia, and all those guys, and it's been a wonderful experience, honestly. Everybody gets along. It's a weird part. Like you don't have.
Yeah, it's so hard to have a group of even 10 people, even a handful of people, even like 6 people, and not have drama. And I feel like with a group like NNG's like that group of people has been, for as long as I've known the people in it, so 4 or 5 years now.
Majority of them too.
Yeah, and everyone's still chilling, still kicking it. No issues, no nothing. And it's just crazy.
It's weird. It's weird how it works.
Yeah, I mean, and
the chemistry behind it, there's nothing like it.
And it's just everyone is so supportive of each other.
Sure.
And especially me coming into doing this Storytime series, there's been a lot of people that don't really do anything on camera. They want to stay low key, but they just wanted to support me, and they, like you, So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, that was the thing. You asked me, I'm like, shh, I got to think about it, dude. And it's 4 weeks later. Yeah.
I mean,
I got some free time today. Like, you know what? I'll come stop by, say what's up, and if I feel good, let's make it happen. So glad to be here. This is still kind of strange to me still. Like, I don't get interviewed. I don't really speak very long. I don't speak much at all, actually.
I mean, this is really more so us having a conversation. So us moving into this format, I feel, makes it easier for the person behind the camera. I mean, in front of the camera.
It's a little more intimate.
Because, I mean, there's a lot of things where we can talk about things that, like a lot of the people that are on Storytime with the, with a few exceptions.
That was what I was afraid of, is I don't have much to say about myself.
That's not really the point. The point is really, you being influential to me in one way or another. Mm-hmm. And obviously that's why I want you to feature the people that I do feature on Storytime.
Sure.
And some of the people haven't been influential to me, but they've been influential to the people who have been influential to me. So it's just all one big story, and I'm just kind of putting the puzzle pieces together. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So just kind of showing how this community, like not even just in the Pacific Northwest, and like the whole world eventually.
At the end of the day, like everybody here in this community does know everybody to an extent. It's literally within arm's reach. Like if I don't know this person, you do. And if you don't know that person, I do. And it's not hard to link you guys up together. It's literally one introduction. You don't have to go through leaps and bounds, hop in other hoops and stuff like that. Like literally it's just, hey, this is my buddy Cullen. Hey, this is my so-and-so other buddy. And like, that's it. Whatever you guys got going on from there, dude, that's between you guys.
And usually everyone kind of knows about each other already.
That's what I mean. Like,
and it's just you putting the dots together, and that's
and then putting names to faces, still kind of hard. There's so many fucking people.
Oh yeah.
Cars to faces are even worse. Like.
Oh yeah.
Like you'll just meet a dude and like you didn't realize, oh, he drove that car. Like, yo, that car's fucking dope. Like you didn't expect some guy that was like that or speak like that, or his persona doesn't reflect his car, but damn, dude, his car is
fucking mint.
Yeah.
And that's how that's kind of what Storytime is also. It's like it's putting names to faces to Instagram handles or whatever.
Sure.
Because like, a funny story that Toto had told me was that he knew Don. No. It was a funny story that Don told me about Tuto.
Smokey.
Yeah,
See, the thing is, I don't even know that guy.
Yeah.
But his car, I've known that car for quite a long time. When I was still going to college in 2010, I think he lived in Bellevue or something like that, and I saw that car pass by. I'm like, holy fuck, that's probably one of the dopest EKs I've ever seen. At the time, it was Jay's Wing, Voltex Aero, or the Kennards in the front.
Yeah, yep, Cyber Eva, or Cyber EK.
I've never seen anything like it. Was it the first molding Flugel plate? Is it Flugel plate? It's just the lip. That first molding lip.
I don't know. I don't know because I'm not.
Oh.
I didn't know him at the time. I didn't get into the scene, like the real car scene, until a little bit later. And by the time I met Tuto, Smokey was already a shell. So Toto, I know you're watching this. Get her back on, or get Smokey back on the road.
I've seen his Instagram. That thing is like bare bones.
It's bare bones. Get the real Cyber EK back on the road, bro. But yeah, that's just how small this community is.
It's small up here. It really is. Yeah. And reaching out to Oregon. Oregon's also tiny, but they frequent here. Those guys come up here quite often, and I get confused sometimes. I'm like, oh, dude,
are you here or are you there? Like, where are you from?
Same with Canada too. Some of the Canada guys, they go hard. Like, I don't know what it is up there. I think their dollar value isn't as strong, so they go twice as hard. Like they take the time and research and acquire those things. Aside from they can get those cars, those JDM cars sooner than we can. It's just, I don't know, man. They're the way they structure things, the way they like present themselves. I think they're a good group of guys up there too. It's very similar to down here. That's what it is. And
it's that Pacific Northwest vibe. I think it is.
That's what it is. Something in the air.
I think it's something in the air.
It's the rain.
Yeah, because you're fucking like.
It doesn't fucking rain that much here,
stuck in a cave with the fucking like.
The depressed mode, and then when everybody comes out, like super happy to see each other again.
You're like, you finally, I get to show you my car. You get to see my car. I get to see your car. You know, like little kids, like show and tell. That's basically what it is. Show and tell.
Yeah.
It's like back in elementary school. Bring your favorite toy.
This is better than that.
Yeah, this is better than that.
Because when somebody hands you the keys and you go right along.
Oh shit.
You're like, whoa, like, you know, it may be the same platform, but everybody has their own unique twist to it. And that's when it comes to this car. It's like, I think everybody accepts it for what it is because it holds its own weight.
It's you.
Yeah, it's me.
We like you.
And
maybe I don't know if I like the car.
Selling it, and like, I just can't see myself in another car, and other people say the same. Like, dude, if you get rid of it, what are you gonna go next to? Because I can't see you in anything else. I'm like,
yeah, that image is kind of engraved in my head as well.
It's weird, right? Like,
it's like when I think of Herbs, I think of like this car on the GEs, and that's or on the regular Masters before.
I still have them.
I know you do.
Yeah. Those are my holy grail wheels, man. I just back to my Honda roots, and I just had to get a set of T's, and when I found them in the correct bolt pattern, I put a deposit down. I drove straight down to California the following weekend.
So Herbs actually had regular Masters on this car before the T's. So, you know, what's the story behind that? I know you're a Honda guy at heart, but, you know, seeing a fucking GTI have the dopest JDM wheels is kind of like...
I don't know, like I said, back to man, like those were my holy grail wheels. Like I wanted them since I had a Honda. And to acquire them, being able to afford to acquire them was one of those things where like, dude, I could just piss away this money like on wheels that I always wanted. Let's fucking do it. And I made a road trip out of it in itself, and I drove this thing straight down to California that weekend. This thing has treated me well. I recently just got back from a 4,000 mile round trip.
Yep, I remember that.
Took this thing straight down to San Diego, hung out with some guys down there, the Just for Fun car club. Those guys are just like us up here. Like, you know, they come up, we show them love, and I go down and they show love back, and like it's all unified. Like it's a wonderful fucking thing. The chemistry behind it relates so much to what we got going on up here. It's, you know, they have the same influences, same style, and we like to bullshit and talk.
The same mentality.
Same mentality.
It's like the Cali versions of us.
Exactly, yeah. And it's funny you mentioned like they came up here recently for Week Fest, and then we all got them hooked on shooting dice and stuff and gambling their own money away, and that's a story for another day. But yeah, those guys, class act within themselves, like they're wonderful.
And you know, those are, you know, just like you mentioning them. I think Don mentioned them too.
Yeah, John actually introduced me to them. They just came by one day, and Don was like, "Hey, dude, where are we gonna go for dinner?" Like, what do you mean we? It's like, how many people you got? It's like,
shit ton.
10, 12? I'm like, all right, man, we're gonna figure it out. Maybe into like Korean barbecue or something like that. But after that, man, it's in the books.
Yep.
It's like it was a genuine relationship that we built off of that, and I appreciate it. It keeps things interesting because you know, we get bored up here, we get to look back on what's going on down there, and vice versa and whatnot, and you know, reach out all the time. And I think a majority of us from here are going to go down to the Chronicles, myself included.
Me too.
Are you really going?
Yeah.
You're flying?
I'm driving.
You driving? Fuck, all right.
I'm going on my trip, dude.
Oh, okay. Your maiden voyage.
Hell yeah, it's like the Titanic. I hope I don't sink though.
It's a Honda, dude. You'll be all right. You survive. I mean, I've gone to California, Southern California, this 3 times. So, I mean, Europeans aren't really known to be
reliable.
Yeah, but you know, you treat it right, I'll treat you good, man. Just stay on top of your shit.
I try.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
We'll see if I make it.
Yeah, we'll see.
But you know, it's. You know, there's actually a couple questions that I have for you that, you know, I like to ask everyone too. You know, throughout this whole, you know, car journey, car experience, or whatever you want to call it, you know, were there times, and if so, what were the most difficult times that you've had with, you know, with this?
Difficulty-wise?
Yeah.
When I first acquired the car, I only had money to pay for the car. Like I didn't have money set aside to buy anything. But you know, as life goes on, you work hard, put yourself in a better position, and then you allocate those fundings to get what you want. I mean, that's what you work for, right?
Yeah.
Take care of your bills, and then do what you want with the rest of it. For me, I just pissed away in this thing.
I can tell. I can see it. I've seen the progression through the years.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long journey, long time coming. This past 3 years, I've had a grudge match with Don.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that.
Yeah, once a year, I always have a match with Don, and the first race I ever did with Don, dude smoked me by a fucking bus length. Like, it was probably 6 cars. Year after, you know, it went down like 4, and then 3. Was it 2 years ago? I think I was down to 1. And I just kept throwing money away, just trying to get the upper edge on him. Like, I'm not gonna say what I've done, but you know, that's irrelevant. What I'm trying to get back to, you know, it's a difficult thing trying to keep up with that guy. So this year, I closed the gap. I'm at a half car, and that's it. Like, I'm not trying anymore. I'm done. Like, there's more important things to that.
But it was fun. It's been a journey. It's made for cool stories and stuff, right?
That's the thing. Like, you have to, you know, the bragging rights are there. He doesn't brag at all.
Yeah, he doesn't.
For some reason, that's on him. But
he just likes to drive, and he just likes to beat the shit out of it. He's just like, oh, you racing?
The most consistent guy I've known. Like, same engine, same cars, same driver,
same setup, same eBay turbo.
Baseline. Nobody keeps your car enough to even actually run it. And like, that's the thing with this. I drive the piss out of this thing. Like,
that's what I want to do with my car too.
Like, it's not flawless. It's, you know, it's got rock chips all over it. It's got paint issues. It's rough around the edges, but it performs just like how I want it to.
It gives it character.
It does.
Because I mean, I know you've gone out to the ridge.
Yeah.
I like you said, you've done your road trips.
Road trips, drag racing, track days.
And she's been solid.
Been pretty solid so far.
How many miles are on her?
I think I just touched 135 when I got back.
Oh, wow.
I haven't driven the car in a month. So I did Seattle to San Diego, took the entire coast, went to, was it Monterey Car Week? Did that on the stop, and just took the entire coast back home. Got home, I think a week later, there was like a Volkswagen European car event down at Woodburn, Oregon. So I like left that following weekend, went back, and then aside from that, this is pretty much my road trip car. Like, I frequent Canada quite often, so I go at least every other month. I try to, and the community up there is great. Like I said before, you know, like they all act the same way for the most part. At least the ones that I know.
But yeah, I mean, obviously with any place in the world,
overly saturated. I don't want like
the fuck boys.
I don't want to talk down on anybody, dude. That's not me.
You know, it's not necessarily talking down. You know how I see it is, you know, at one point in time, I was that fuck boy.
It's progression.
It's growing up. You know, like how I look at it is, you know, if, you know, maybe right now you aren't the person that I would like to, you know, hang out with because of the way you present yourself as.
Sure.
You know, but maybe as you get a little older, maybe as you learn things through, you know, through your own life experiences and you become more mature, then, you know, who knows, we'll be friends down the road. And,
well, dude,
you know, there's a lot of people that...
People grow apart.
Yeah.
But what you remember is those memories.
No, I mean, what I mean is, like, people, like obviously people grow apart, but then at the same time, people, like, they're apart and then they kind of grow to where they kind of, like, gravitate towards each other. Because there's a lot of people who I never thought I would talk to and, like, be friends with, because I had felt like...
I feel the same way.
Yeah, because I had felt like I was a fuckboy, you know. It was reasonable for them to not want to hang out with me, because I was a kid who didn't know shit, who possibly thought he was hot shit at that time. And I'll admit it, we all had those phases, right? But now, you know, a couple of years go by and I ended up becoming friends with these people who were maybe my internet idols or whatever you want to call it. And, you know, that's just kind of how we all change. So
it's weird, right? You think of somebody in a very negative manner, and then, like, as time goes by, you actually realize they're actually really down to earth. And, like, you can see yourself, like, sitting down and having a meal with that person. Or
yeah, people change, you know. You've changed, I've changed.
Sure.
We've grown up. But I guess that starting point is just that we just clicked more so from that, when we had that, you know, first conversation, you know.
Exactly.
But it's just nowadays a lot of people, because...
The maturity is definitely there nowadays. The maturity.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Life's fucked me in the ass. Like, just fucking,
Just dick and fart jokes never end.
But what was I going to? Oh, it's like, social media has kind of gotten to a lot of people's heads where...
Yeah. So, speaking of social media, like, I'm practically just a regular fucking dude. I just drive a Volkswagen. But I've, like, word's gone around, I'm like some shadowy figure that I'm like, just, like, dude, like, what's so special about this? I'm pretty sure, I don't want to admit this on camera, but, some of the night racing that goes down, like, this thing holds its own weight, and, like, some guys are just like, yo, what the fuck was that? Or, do you know who this person is? Or, like, the question definitely floats around me. Like, the speculations are definitely there, and, I'm just here to clear that up. Like, dude, I'm just a fucking regular guy, just like anybody else is. The passion for cars
is simply that I love cars. I enjoy cars.
I enjoy driving my car.
It's not for clout. It's not for fame.
No, not at all.
It's just me driving a fucking car. But with that topic, it's like the Ken races, obviously, where a lot of people have already talked about it, and
the Kent races are where it used to be at.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it used to be now, and now it's saturated with what you call fuckboys and all this other stuff, and it's unnecessary trouble for me. It's a hassle.
We've grown out of it.
I've grown out of it. Almost got arrested there. It's just senseless.
I mean, some of the previous guests on Story Times have been arrested, or have been pulled over and have gone into shit.
I think I have quite a good idea who. Yeah.
So I mean, they already talked about it on camera. Maybe you missed out on that part or whatever, but this is part of the culture. This is part of the golden era's Honda, and you're part of that generation that was kind of involved.
It is. Yeah, just express it in a different vessel. And I think that's what people respect me for. Is like, dude, like, why aren't you in a Honda yet? I'm like, dude, because I don't think this thing has fully reached, like, if I'm gonna pursue something, I'm gonna go at it, like, all the way until I'm satisfied.
So let me ask you this: do you regret any single cent or dollar that you have spent on this car?
Yes and no.
And then what were the yeses? Were they because of like a fuck up or like a bad decision on a purchase that you ended up having to switch, or?
Dude, part manufacturers, like, they just need to step up their quality game. I've had mechanical failures numerous times, and it's never perfect. And then you always look for the next best thing. And when is it ever enough? I've reached the point where, my priorities have shifted entirely, and my main focus isn't this car anymore. But every time I do drive it, that's where the positivity comes in. Like, dude, I gotta make this thing, it's gotta run tip-top shape. Like, it's gotta be turnkey, ready to go. At any moment's given. And that has been my main focus. It's a turnkey, fun car. I think it's fucking great gas mileage for some reason. It's like they're over 30 miles a gallon.
What the fuck?
It's turbocharged, dude. I don't know.
Still.
I don't know, I can't explain it. But it's worked out in my favor, and aside from the car, man, that's the only negativity on it. It's just poorly manufactured parts. They don't always work. Like, Japanese companies shouldn't make like European car parts, and vice versa sometimes. I don't know.
It's just, what you're saying is essentially, it's not so much that you had purchased.
Just stick to what you know, man. That's what it is.
And but I get completely where you're coming from, like the turnkey part. It's just like you just want to get in and drive it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sitting at a fucking, like, we'll say, for example, a $30,000 pile of shit in my garage that's not moving and I can't drive it, and it's just fucking my life.
You don't have a garage? No.
I had a garage. No, I still have a garage. I have a garage at the other place. But essentially, that's kind of like the example.
Oh, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, fuck you for that.
Just fuck with you, dude.
But this is the kind of like relationships that we have. Obviously, we're gonna sit here and be serious and stuff, but there's a lot of off-camera stuff going on, and this is really who we are as friends, more so than just, a host and a.
What am I really here for? Am I here for the car, or am I just here to explain myself to you?
We're just here to talk shit. I'm just here to get to know you.
Me? Yeah, dude. I'm just like anybody else, man. Anybody else that you get along with.
No, you're different. You're fucking that guy that has the very fast GTI.
Let's not go there, dude. It's not that fast, dude. It's not fast. What is it? What's back there? What's back there? Actually, that G-Wagon's pretty fast.
That G-Wagon's slow, dog.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I got smoked by a Chinese kid in the I-90 tunnel one time. This dude was driving a new ML63. He still had dealer plates.
Oh, those are different.
Oh, I looked around.
No, the GC63s are slow. They're heavy. They almost weigh like 3 tons. Almost.
I'd whip it.
That would smoke you for sure. The Tesla. That would smoke anything in here. Well, from a dig at least.
Yeah. Man. Anything else to say? Anything else to say? Anything else ask me? Anything else ask me? Like.
Fuck is that? Fuck is that?
What is that? What is that?
I don't know. But do you have anything? Do you have anything that you want to talk about?
No.
Do you have anything you want to? Okay, here. Let's add a new segment.
Let's add a new segment.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, man. How is life treating you?
That's a fucking. That's fucking.
Is everything okay with you? Is everything okay with you?
Yeah, I mean,
story time's taking off, man. People getting a little recognition for it. And the beer, I'm flattered. I don't see they want a beer.
But I mean, you're here for me, right? You're here for me, right?
I got some free time. I felt pretty good.
You got some free time. You got some free time. You fucking asshole.
Busy, dude.
I know.
Everybody's busy. Everybody's busy.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to get everybody together. Some people together. Most of us together. One day.
Yeah.
For a few hours.
And this is what story time is. This is what story time is. Kind of just sit down with people that I haven't had a chance to get to know or haven't had a chance to catch up with. You know, and life is. You know, I could say life is. Life is still rough in a way, but it's going good. You know, finding a direction. You know, in which that I want to go. Just what my dreams are, what I want to pursue.
Stand up, like you know, just present yourself,
and you know,
that you can mature and in the right direction. I know some people haven't. Some people get this. I don't know. They get up to the certain pedestal. You can't just do that. Can't look down on people. It's not a humbling experience. It's condescending.
Yeah. And I know it's like it's kind of hard. At a certain point, I want to become really famous. I want to become really well known. I want to make a lot of money. But that's not so much necessarily for the idea of so that I'm better than everyone. But it's just that this is something that those are things that I really need to keep this going. To let more people see it. You know, it's just kind of like these aren't the end goal.
You definitely have the drive, dude. I can pay for this.
Yeah, neither. I mean, I'm getting paid $1 for this.
Anybody watches my episode.
People will watch it, man. Come on. NNG gang, bro.
It's not a gang. Dude. It's in the name. Dude, it's not.
It's not a gang. I mean, you know,
there's no hood.
It's not. Yeah, we're not. Yeah,
it's a name that came out. We didn't have a name. Dude, you had what? 22, maybe 20 entries in the Week Fest one year? What the fucking name you put on there?
I remember that year. I was there that year. And it's funny because I guess we'll talk about this topic that we'll end on. Car clubs and fucking car groups. Like this is gonna be kind of a touchy topic. Like I for one, you obviously already said fuck that. And I obviously had my fair share of bullshit back in 13, 14.
He'll interpret the wrong message.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Like,
they're more so about a competitive ego where it's like
there's no influence. It's the competitiveness, the drive, and like
It's just, oh, you have a dope car, come in.
I can't stand people getting mad at each other. Something they can't accept. If you don't accept it, you don't surround yourself with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who can't lose. And then they start throwing shade. They're butthurt. I mean, we're not talking about anyone. This is just how the culture is today.
The reason is just that's what time's involved. Social media is fucking toxic.
And I feel like a lot of people who create these car clubs and car groups, they're not even genuine friends at the end of the day. You have to put in a fucking application to get into the group or something. And it's like, what the fuck is bullshit? Like, and then like, I don't want to be shitting on people, but it's like, dude, your cars anywhere close to being like the level you think you are. It's like they have the idea where they have the dopest cars on the fucking planet, but it's like, dude, your car's like if
your show, you say, man. I'm not.
I can't. I mean, you know, if you're a show car, if you're fucking a proper build, fucking 10 out of 10. And some of these guys who act like they have 10 builds, it's like you have negative 10. That's how bad it is. Because of the way you present yourself and the way people act with those groups. This is personally how I kind of feel about it. Because they're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Some of those guys actually really fucking. But they get flooded with all the bullshit that comes along, that attention. It's like, dude, you can't answer the same question 10 times a day without listening off. Like, I'm sure it's gonna happen. It happens to you. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And some of the other showboats very nice cars that are displayed here throughout the year. But you know, I'm pretty sure they didn't do it for themselves.
It's a very fine line between being someone who's truly genuine about what they're doing, to being someone who pretends to be genuine about what they're doing, but trying to catch attention with a shit build. Yes.
Fishing for recognition.
And I don't think I'm better than anyone else. But the thing is, your shit is not on the same taste that it's not the same shit that I'm into, you know. The way you go about your approach on your build is not the same. And you know, back to energy is like, you know, I feel like a lot of people in energy have builds that are ongoing. They have builds that are fucking mint. There are builds that are driven. You know, there's things that all stages, and even different brands. No one's there and fucking talking shit about other car groups or whatever. Because essentially it's just kind of a joke that's put together, right?
Still a joke.
Yeah. And
it was never meant to be.
It's just a group of friends. That's what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And
title ourselves anything.
Yep.
I didn't ask for anything. I just got a stick. Just like, hey, this is what we need to get in. I'm like,
all right.
Let's do it. Let's go. And then.
I remember that year. I think that year. The first year you guys won an award, right?
For largest, biggest.
Was it biggest?
Shit.
It was. I remember. I didn't know as many of the energy people as I do now. Obviously. But I don't know. It's fun. It's been a fun ride. Obviously, it's a never-ending ride, but.
No,
it's just crazy how it's different. You know, we're not serious about. We're not taking it to heart. You know? It's like it's the fucking car. We're just here to chill, have fun. It's just it kind of makes you sad when I see people who are very butthurt, shade and drama over a fucking car show and car awards.
I know about it, but I can't speak firsthand experience. I'm just not a confrontational guy. I don't tolerate that stuff. If it's
I mean, what I mean is just seeing it, not that we're involved in it.
It's ugly, dude.
Yeah.
It sucks the soul out of you. Where's the fun in that? You know?
It's like that makes me think to the point where it's like, are you genuinely interested in cars and love cars, or are you here to win a fucking award and be competitive? Because what I think is if you're being competitive in the car scene, it's more so like threw more money at their car.
Yeah,
it's not something that shows your ability.
Like cars online, grade on person.
My car.
Fucking true.
I'm not going to deny it. That's how I feel. No, that is what it is.
The exam presentation have gone down the drain. Past few years. That's why I don't show cars. That's why I don't show cars, man. Like I just drive them, whatever.
I don't show it either. I don't show it either.
Share the experience. That's what it is. It's all about creating and sharing experiences, memories, shit to look back and talk about. Have fun. At the end of the day, dude. Have fun.
That's what I look at your car. I see the rock chips on the front and shit. And
it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me either. It just knows that you fucking you drove in it. You drove in it.
You can't see. It's all under there.
All the memories. Mm-hmm. And that's what it was about my car. Like this car. Obviously, my old car was a lot shittier. The one I have now.
How many bumpers you got?
I went through three. And
that
No, I fucking said two black ones were fake.
I don't know, dude. I don't pay attention to those.
Well, whatever, but I mean,
the car thing isn't about the car, dude. It's about the car.
Yeah. This one. I learned a lot from the first car. And so obviously the second car is a lot better the second time around.
I like that car way better before you touch it.
This one?
Yeah.
This one? Fuck the white, dude. Fuck the both hair.
Dope.
No, I like what I have now. But that car is gonna be come maybe 2 years later. That car is gonna be show condition.
Yeah.
But that's the end goal. That's the end goal. Have all the parts that be show condition, painted, and everything exactly the way I want. With me doing the work on it. But I want to drive it. I want to drive it from there.
You drive it.
I mean, obviously, I think I do drive the fuck out of it. But I do want to do. I do want to keep it looking minty. I want to keep it looking. Fucking Mike Tiga or Mike Andrada.
I don't know, man. Ron, who laid the paint on that thing. Dude, that dude's got some fucking.
I know.
So good. Those two together, like the way they work, like I don't care. One's a painter.
Yep.
You build.
But Ron's very particular. Like a lot of the painters around here are very particular about what they're willing to paint. But for me personally, who I'm going to go through I've talked with Tudo about it already for the past 2 years about painting my car. And so I think at that time when the time comes, I'm doing it through Tudo. And obviously, Tomas, Espen, Ron, all these guys that are close to us, they all paint.
Jeff painted the bumper in this car.
Oh yeah, Jeff. I forgot Jeff.
Painted the bumper in this car. Ron's painted the car. It's been. Everybody paints something.
Yeah.
It's just the availability. Who's got the time to do it?
It's just Tudo's who I went to first about that idea. That's what he does now.
Full time.
Yep. And I mean, obviously he's like a one-man team. It's slow. But I want to do it because he's helping me with a lot of stuff on my car. He's one of those OGs that I didn't really know was an OG. I just thought he was a dope ass dude. I found out he was so fucking OG. But to this day, he's chilling. He's helpful, And that's how a lot of these people are. Like Mike helped me fix something on my car. Tomas is gonna help me cut my quarter panels, recut them a little bit more. And then it's just everyone around surrounding us willing to help each other.
That's awesome. Yeah, everybody's down to lend a helping hand. Speaking of Mike, Mike helped me work yesterday, and so on and so on. Like Don's time. Sometimes I've helped numerous guys. Just as moral support. Maybe just standing weight,
standing talking shit.
Constructive. Aside from that, man, you got anything else?
No, I think we really touched on a lot of good stuff. A lot of personal stuff between us.
Yeah.
Edit it out.
Edit it out. Don't make it too long. Four fucking people.
I think I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
I'd like to thank you, obviously, for sharing some of your stories and some of like the Kent days, the Kent days and MLK, the tracks. Because it's kind of just shedding a little bit more light on, what made the Pacific Northwest car culture the way it is. Granted, we're not really OGs, but we hang out with the OGs, and then the OGs that are OGs to us aren't even as OGs as the people that they kind of looked up to. But now we're just all a bunch of people who love cars hanging out together, and kind of just sharing that culture and hoping to guide the younger generation, the people just getting into the car scene, to guide them in the right direction, whether or not you appreciate the golden era Hondas or whether or not you appreciate whatever. But thanks, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.